Welcome to my garden and welcome to the garden tour. Today is June 12th, mid-June. So let's take a look at what's growing in the garden. So let's start over here. I have a temporary bed that I put together a few weeks ago. And I have in here a couple of cucumber plants that germinated this week. A couple of nasturtiums, cosmos, and some celosia. I also have down here further the butternut squash, and I am doing some runner beans up this trellis. I sowed 4 beans. Looked like they were dug up. One came up, so I replanted a couple more beans. So hopefully those will germinate soon. And now in this little round bed, I have some bush beans, a couple of Scotch bonnet peppers that I purchased from another gardener that lives a little ways down from me, because I wasn't sure that my Scotch bonnet pepper that I started was going to germinate. So I jumped the gun and I purchased 2 plants. So those are in there. My volunteer pot with my tulsi, basil, 3 pots with some potatoes. These are store-bought potatoes from Whole Foods that I planted. I did plant 4 pots, but only 2 of them produced plants. Some of my plants for the pollinators. Here's a chamomile. Now, covered up in there, I have Georgia collards. I have red Russian kale, some Scotch curl kales, anyway, some other kale. I saw them referred to at the big box store as prism kale, but that's what's in there. I have a bunch of beets, and I'm going to harvest some of these beet greens because I understand that they can be eaten. So I am going to take a gander at it and get some of those beet greens. I have had several harvests off of the Georgia collards as well as the red Russian kale. Now on the back of this bed, I planted out last week some sweet potato. Now this is the purple Stoke sweet potato, and we're gonna see if we can get a better yield from what we typically get from the grow bags. Now this is my pepper bed, and I have several variety of sweet peppers. I have 3 in the front. They are the Escamillo peppers. Then I have 2 big red bells. 2 Lisa peppers. That over there is a Cali Wonder Bell that I bought from that same other gardener that lived close by. I have a couple of sweet peppers in here. They just say sweet peppers. They ripen to red. Couple of Ajverskis, and of course some very good looking basil plants. Also got a celosia and a cosmo in here. Actually, two cosmos. There's one back there. My echinacea is getting ready to bloom. The lupin have finished blooming, and the yarrow is getting ready to put on the show. Now down here, this is the phlox. It is petering out. Of course, these two peppers right here, those are the Carmen peppers. These two right there. Now over here in this bed, I have the garlic chive that I'm trying to eradicate, but it is determined to take over. So there's that. No, I have 3 Roma tomatoes in this bed, and that is the extent of the tomatoes that I am going to be having in the garden this year, aside from some orange hat and Tiny Tim that I have planted in my green stock. Bee Balm is getting ready to put on the show. I have some sweet peas in the front here that I'm waiting for those beautiful colors. All right, and here's the green stock. I've had it for well over a year before I finally put it together and planted up most of it. I have some strawberries in the top pockets, and the second pockets with some, sorry about the chicken wire. I have to do this because those squirrels are relentless. This is parsley, and I have the Tiny Tim tomatoes and the orange hat tomatoes. I see I have a strawberry here. Let's go ahead and get it. Kind of tiny. I think this is a Seascape strawberries. And they are ever-bearing. What else do I have in here? I did sow on the bottom in one of those pockets a zucchini. Let's see what happens there. And that's about it for the green stock. And this is still going here from the spring. It's going to peter out soon, as soon as the temperature rises. So I'm enjoying this while I can. I have volunteer tomatoes popping up all over the place, but I am not going to entertain them this year. They will be pulled out. Oh, what a mess it was last year. Too many volunteers. Look back there. And I just pulled out some from down there. Not this year. No way. All right. Now in the front here of this bed, we have some bachelor's button that reseeded from last year. Another echinacea plant that is getting ready to bloom. What do we have there? All right. This is the bearded tongue plant that is finishing up. The blooms were beautiful and the bees really enjoyed it. Now here's something that I planted 2 years ago, maybe 3, maybe 2 years ago, and I'm sure I will never have to plant it again. And I can see that our little friend there is enjoying that, so I'm gonna leave those alone. This is dill that reseeded itself. It was all over the place. I really had to pull a bunch of them out. In this bed, I have a couple of buttercup squash plants. 2 plants might be too much in this bed, in this area. And then I also have 1 spaghetti squash plant. I did have some snow peas in here that the birds, oh, the birds. But I am probably going to get ready to cut the plants down so that the spaghetti squash can have the space. Now, here I have 5 pots with my raspberry. These are the raspberry shortcakes. Also reseeded from last year were some fennel. This bed and the one behind me were completely filled with fennel and dill. I really had to pull them out. I just allowed some to grow on the outside of the beds for those caterpillars, for the butterflies. I see we have a snail friend over there. My pot with the carrots. I just transplanted this lemon balm into this pot and moved it over here. I'm not planting a whole bunch of jalapeno this year, so here is one of the jalapeno plants that I have, and the other is here. Now, for some reason, I'm not sure how it happened, I misplaced Don't know how it happened. My pumpkin spice jalapeno, so I won't have any of those this year. Now in this bed, I have all eggplants, and I have all eggplants and this beautiful celosia that's coming along. I have the purple long and the ping tong eggplants, as well as the, is it buttercup, as well as the buttercup squash that it's not a long vining plant. I squeezed a little rosemary back there because the rosemary I had over there in the pot did not survive last year. So I have bees taking over this bed. They're everywhere. Not sure what kind of bees those are. Yeah. Volunteer nasturtium. And my Scotch bonnet pepper plant did germinate, and there it is. A volunteer Tulsi basil all over the place. All right then, so I did plant some sweet potatoes in bags. I have 2 containers with the purple Stokes sweet potato, as well as a white sweet potato in 2 bags. I have some thyme in this container and my other pot with my carrots. This is my container with my scallion, or green onions. I am going to be planting these 2 mint. No, I'm going to be planting out these thyme in this pot with this parsley. This is the pot with one of my recently planted blueberry bushes. Not a blueberry bush, recently planted. Swiss chard, looking beautiful in this container. Almost time to harvest. I have this mint that needs to be planted in a pot. Not sure where I'm going to put it yet. So it is mid-June, as I indicated earlier, and the garden is just getting going. I do have a couple of more things, like I said, to seeds to put in here and there, but I'm going to take you along throughout the season to show the progress of what we're harvesting, what's thriving, and what's not. All right, and I've already encountered my snake friend twice in the garden. So thank you for joining me today, and please consider subscribing to my channel to help me grow. Please like and share, and turn on your post notification so that when I do upload my videos, you are notified. All right, have a good one. Thank you.